So today we're going to be talking about whether group lessons or private lessons is most appropriate for you. Now, I teach both and I love both. And here's how to know which one is the right choice. So number one, this is how you know a group class is a good choice for you. Number one, your dog has been through some training and has some solid things under their belt at home, because you want to train and the reason you want to do group class at this point in that scenario is you want to train your dog with the stuff your dog already knows with distractions present now. So they're solid at home, but you want to take your training to the next level and add a distraction component. So that's a really great reason to do group classes, is you have some stuff under your belt, but now you want to take it to the next level and add that element to it. Number two is if your dog is a puppy. A puppy is a clean slate, and so a group class can be a great avenue for training for a puppy. And number three, you have a dog that is pretty calm and obedient, and you're really just trying to do some fine-tuning and some maybe even just training as an enrichment for your dog. So those are three reasons that a group class would be good. So let's just go over those again. Number one, your dog has been through training. Number two, you have a puppy. And number three, your dog is already pretty solid and you're just trying to do some fine-tuning. Now, let's talk about three reasons that group class is not appropriate. Number one, your dog is anxious. An anxious dog is not appropriate for group class. It's probably going to make your dog feel overwhelmed, and no good's coming from that. Number two, your dog is reactive. If your dog is reactive towards people and other dogs, then group class is really not appropriate for you either, because it's just unfair to the other students in the class. You know, they need to be able to listen and pay attention, not feel stressed, and not deal with that reactivity. And even if your reactive dog really gets a lot from the group class, which I've had reactive dogs in my group classes and they do get a lot from it, but my takeaway is I just don't know if I think it's fair to the other students in the class, the reactivity. Number three is your dog is easily overstimulated, and this makes your dog feel hyper. This makes your dog feel, again, anxious, or, you know, this just brings out qualities in your dog that you actually don't want practice, because it's so sensory overload to be in a group class with people your dog doesn't know, dogs your dog doesn't know, and in a group, in an area that your dog is unfamiliar with. So those are some reasons that I would not do a group class if you have those issues: anxious, reactive, or overly stimulated / too hyper. Now, if those don't work, private lessons are almost always the best case scenario. The clients I have that do best are always clients that start with private lessons first and then do group if it's appropriate, or continue on the path of private lessons. Private lessons is obviously good because your dog is learning, you know, in their home, in their environment. They're learning the stuff very clearly, because, you know, I don't let a dog fall, you know, beneath the cracks. Like, I'm going to pay attention to the dog. We're going to set the dog up for success. And, you know, it's one-on-one. It's about your specific dog. So private lessons is almost always the better route to go. Again, unless you have those top three things, and the been through training, the puppy, and the pretty solid already. And how to know if group class is absolutely a no is, again, anxious, reactive, or overstimulated. Otherwise, really consider private lessons over group classes. It's usually going to be the better route anyway, especially to start off with. So please like, subscribe, and share. And happy training, happy drinking, and I'll see you guys next time.